What's up, y'all? This is the Sammy, Nicole, and Fifi show. We are back once again, and we are the dynamic mother-daughter duo. And we basically discuss all things love, life, relationships, pop culture, and just society overall. So for tonight's topic, what are we going to be discussing, Mom?
We're going to discuss a man has to love his woman more than she loves him for the relationship to work. Okay.
So you're saying in order for a relationship to work, just making sure I heard you clearly, the man has to love his woman more than she loves him. So are you saying that he has to be more invested than she is for it to work?
Well, this was a post once again from the Shade Room that really caught my eye and caught Sammy's eye. And that's what it sounded like it's saying to me. That she has to be more invested in love with him than he is with her, which I totally disagree. What about you? How do you feel about that?
I guess I'm kind of like in a quandary about it. I think in a way I kind of agree. I don't know. Yeah, I mean maybe it's. I don't know. Maybe I just think it doesn't hurt. I feel like even in courses like economics, you learn that whoever is the least invested, they tend to have the most leverage. They tend to have the most power.
Okay, scholar.
And so, I'm just saying.
But leave all the...
it's not to say that you don't love your partner, you don't care about them, but I don't think it hurts. Maybe it's my own bias, I don't know. But I don't think it hurts if they just love you a tinch more. A tinch more. Just a tinch more than you love them. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I think especially as a woman, because I think we love hard. We're always, we're more emotional, more nurturing than men. So I think it is a good idea to have a man be a little bit more, just a tinch more. Not that much more, just invested in you emotionally. Because as women, it just seems like from my understanding or my perspective, I think as women, we're searching for love. Whereas men, for the most part, not all, but for the most part, I think that they expect love, automatically. They're not laying up at night thinking about who they're going to marry and the love of their life like, some of us women are, so that's why I say I don't think it's a bad thing. If the man loves the woman just a tinge more.
You say tinge one more time.
Just a tinge.
I think that love has no weight. There's no more or less when it comes to love. Love is an action.
It's a verb.
It's a verb. Very good. It's a verb. It's an action. It has no weight on it. Now, we may show our love differently with the 5 love languages. We all know about that. If you guys don't know about the 5 love,
please Google
it.
The 5 love
and
languages.
Find out what
take the test.
Right. What your 5 love languages
what
are.
Your love language is.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What your love language is, and what your partner love language is. Find that out, and I think that would kind of, help in the relationship if you know what the 5 is.
Yes. And another reason I think it's good that you find out your love language is because even before you decide to get into a relationship, if you know what your love language is, then that way when you're dating people, you can kind of sift through and like pinpoint who you're most compatible with, because you all have the same love language, or they're able to meet your love language. They don't mind adjusting to meet it if your
Right.
love language is not already initially the same. So that's why I think it's so important to find out your love language. So
And-
please Google the 5 love languages and take the test. It's free. It's like 10-15 minutes. So just so basically the test is going to tell you how you want to be loved.
Right.
You know, what does love represent to you, whether it's quality time or physical touch or gifts,
Gifts.
receiving gifts. You know, everybody receives love and perceives love differently. So that's why the test is such a great tool to use.
And I think that we learn to love and learn to accept love starting as infants. I think that the way that we are nurtured as infants, you know how when a baby, you know, you say, I love you. Or, you know, with you, when you were smaller, you know, in the morning time, I would say, good morning, Samantha.
Yeah.
I love you. And I was always telling you, I love you. So you're, even now as an adult, you're real affectionate and lovey. And you know how to express your love, you know. So I think that it has a lot to do with when you're young. You know, how your parents show you love. And you learn to express your love that way initially. Do you agree?
Yes. I
Okay.
definitely think your attachment style or the way you perceive relationships or love is definitely determined, like, you know, like mom said, during your childhood. That's how you learn how to show love. Some people grew up in households where they verbally express their
Right.
love for each other. They hug, they kiss,
Right.
and other people, they grew up in households
Right.
where they, you know, not as affectionate. You know,
Right.
there are other ways they show their love, like, you know, hey, I bought you your favorite piece of candy because I know you
Right.
like that. And for some people, that's their way of saying, I love you. You know,
I
hey, I
love
was at the
you.
store, I saw your favorite piece of candy, so I wanted to get it. Here you go.
Right.
So everybody expresses their love, again, in
Different.
different ways.
Yeah, because I've heard people say, you know, my mom, she never told me that she loved me, you know. But I knew, they would say, but I knew that she loved me, but
Right.
she never told me that she loved me. She never expressed that she loved me. So then that person gets into a relationship as an adult and they don't express that they love their partner
Right.
because it has never been expressed to them.
But again, don't you think that's important to ask a person while you're in the dating stage?
Absolutely.
So you're clear on, you know, are they affectionate or not? Because if you don't ask in the dating, you know, stage, that can kind of lead to further issues later on down the line. So I think it's good, again, you need to know who you are.
Right.
They need to know who they are. So that way you guys can
Right.
determine if you're going to be a match or not.
And if you feel like that you're not getting the love you need,
You're going to be resentful towards your partner, and they may not even know how to love you the way you want to be loved. You have to
Right.
teach people how you want to be loved.
right. And if they can't do that, then you have to be willing to say, okay, that's okay. You can't give me what I need, so this is not a match.
Right. You're not
And
a
it's
bad
okay
person.
to
It's
say
okay.
it's not a match. Some
Right.
things are just not a match, and we force things sometimes. But so I don't think that a woman has to love a man more. I just don't.
Or less. Or a man has to love a woman
Yeah.
more.
I don't.
That's
I
what
just
you mean.
don't. I just don't think that. I just don't think there's any weight on it. I think that the way a man expresses love may be different from a woman
And you know what?
because
Now-
we're nurturers.
yeah, and I think now that I think about it, you know what? I think maybe men are a little bit more emotional than women. I just think that based on the society that we live in, they're taught as small boys not to really show their emotions as much. If you notice, like, it's very common to see, you know, people tell little boys don't cry. Stop
Right.
crying. Why are you crying? And so I think that men are a lot more emotional than we realize. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's just that they've been taught for so long to suppress their emotions that
Which
they
is
just
not
keep
good.
it bottled up,
Right.
and it only comes out
And
in
it comes
moments
out
of anger
another way.
or
Anger.
other ways,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah. So it. You know, they express it differently. They, you know, a lot of men you know, like on one of the reality shows, you know, with one of the couples, Married to Medicine, with Simone and her husband. She said he could never tell her that he loved her, right? Well, you know, probably because as a child, his mom probably didn't express that she loved him.
And maybe that's not how his household was ran.
Right. But Simone needed to know that he loved her, and she needed
that affirmation.
Right. She needed that affirmation. She needed to hear it. Sometimes we need to hear it. We know that, you know, love is an action. You know, you show it, but sometimes you need to hear, I love you. I love you. So I don't think that me loving my husband more, him loving me less, has anything to do with based on our relationship. There's no weight to it. He may show his love differently from the way I show my love, but at the end of the day, we love each other, and I know that he loves me, and he tells me that he loves me, and I tell him that I love him. So I don't think.
But your husband grew up in a household where he saw his father.
Right.
His father was very affectionate towards his mother.
Exactly. Right.
Learned behavior from his childhood.
There you go. So
another thing, ask how they were raised. That's important.
Yeah, it is to find out.
It'll tell you a lot about a person, how they grew up.
Yeah, when you're dating, you have to ask questions. I mean, it's like, you know, we don't, as women, we scared if we ask too many questions.
You're gonna turn them off.
Yeah, we're gonna push him away.
But if he ain't rocking with you, he ain't rocking with you. It don't matter if he ask a lot of questions or not. If he ain't effing with you, he ain't effing with you.
Pretty much. Ain't nothing you can say or do.
If he ain't effing with you, he's not effing with you. Doesn't matter how submissive you are, how boisterous you are.
Right.
If you're not it, you're not it.
You're not it.
And it is what it is.
And it is what it is. So I just don't agree with what the topic was on the Shade Room, you know, as far as... You know,
so you're saying you don't agree? You don't think that women... You don't think that men should love their woman a little bit more?
Well...
Right? You don't agree
It was
with
the
that?
opposite way around. It was that women should love men more for the relationship to work.
It was men.
No.
Either way, y'all, it was
more or less.
Men love a woman more in order for a relationship to work.
Either way, men loving more or women loving more, there shouldn't be a weight on
It should be a balance.
It should be a balance. Either way. It doesn't matter. Either way. Because like you said, if a man wants you and
he coming for you.
Right.
If he busy, he
men
gonna find time.
Right.
He gonna fit you
men
in the
are
schedule.
hunters.
It's no
they
excuse.
go after what they want.
Absolutely.
They go after what they want, you know. And
whether it's for a
right.
good time or a long time.
Right. So, you know, either way, there's no weight. So that's what you think, and that's what I think. That's what you think, right?
Yeah, okay. All right.
It's been a long day, y'all. We've been out all day.
Yes, we've been shopping and
out to eat.
and
Sammy got a piece for her bedroom, so we just been doing. Oh, sorry. Okay, guys. We being real silly. All right, so that's the topic for tonight.
yes, let us know what you think. Do you think in order for a relationship to work, i.e. in order for the relationship to thrive and be successful, do you think the man should love the woman more than the woman loves him? Yay or nay? And if so, if yay or nay or whatever, tell us why. You agree or disagree down in the comment section, okay? Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share our videos, guys, okay? And until next time, I am Sammy Nicole, this is Fifi, and we are signing out. Until next time, bye!
Thank you.